Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Get Fit with Jess and welcome to today's 10-minute foam rolling stackable. I'm really excited that you're here and so proud of you for taking some time to recover those muscles. I know this is something that kind of gets put at the bottom of the list of things to do, but taking time to stretch and really do some active recovery is excellent, and we need that. We need that for our muscles, and it should be incorporated into our fitness routine. So let's get right into this. I have a shorter foam roller. You may have a larger one. Whatever you have works. So grab that. If you need a mat for the floor, grab that too, and let's come on down and get right into this. So we're going to start with the back side of the body. Depending on the size of foam roller that you have, you may be able to do both sides at the same time, or we may need to isolate one side at a time. But we're going to start back here with the hamstrings. This is an area that a lot of people are tight. I know that I am. This is an area that gets, pretty sore after a leg day or running or something like that. So let's go ahead and start to work on that. So what you'll do is just kind of go into the middle of the muscle. That's important to kind of start right in the middle of the muscle, and then we just put some body weight on that. So just lifting the hips up and then just slowly moving forward and back. Again, if you have a longer foam roller, then you can do both legs at the same time. All right, so I'll kind of make sure to let us know when to switch if you have a shorter one like I do. And I know this isn't very comfortable, okay? And as we get more into this, we'll notice certain areas are definitely less comfortable than others, and it really depends on your body and the tightness that you have, the soreness that you have going on. If you're doing the single leg, go ahead and switch that over. If you're doing both, then stick with both legs. So right there, I noticed my right hamstring is way more sore than the left side, or maybe I'm just more tight and tense on that side, but I can definitely feel it more over here on this side than I did the other. So pay attention to that throughout this, and if you need to, take it there. I know where it's uncomfortable, hold it there for a second, let that muscle just kind of release that tension, breathe through it. And this is meant to be, very slow, lots of breathing. Good. All right, let's go ahead and take that on to our calves. Same thing, you can do both legs together or one leg at a time. Again, starting at the middle of the muscle and just putting some body weight on that if you can, just sliding that forward and back. So today we're really going to target and hit the hamstrings, the calves, the glutes. We're going to hit the IT bands, and then we'll work on the hip flexors and then through the back. Oh, and the quads too, the fronts of the legs too. Go ahead and switch sides if you're doing a single leg at a time. Again, just breathing through it, finding those tight, intense areas. Good. And hang out there as long as you'd like to, but I'm gonna go ahead and start to work up onto the glute. So since I'm doing the one side at a time, kind of rotate that a little bit. You'll feel it. Just kind of move into it wherever you need it to be. And I have my other foot down here just for support. You could definitely lift that leg up if you'd like. Just working through that glute. Good. Find those sticky spots that have a little bit more tension. Hold them there, breathe through them. Good. And then if you're doing the one side at a time, go ahead and flip that over. I'm just gonna roll mine over here. All right, how's it feeling to you? Again, I know it can be a little uncomfortable, but this is so, so good for our muscles. Recovery is actually more important than the strength training. We got it. They have to come together. They are a team, that's for sure. All right, and when you're ready, we are gonna bring this over. So we'll all come over onto a side. Now, this is one that really can cause some discomfort, this IT band. Okay, so we're gonna, again, kind of start right there in the middle. This front leg can come either to the front or the back for support and roll through that. Just all up and down that leg, through the IT band. Breathe through it. And obviously if it's like really, really painful, don't do it, okay? So don't make yourself miserable here, but just realize, oh, this might be something that I need to practice and work on a little bit more. So we'll take about 30 more seconds or so on this side, and then we'll flip that over to the other side. Actually, while we're here, no, we'll go ahead and flip that over to the other side, and then we'll kind of hit the quads together. All right, go ahead, flip it over, roll it over. And as I said earlier, you may notice one side, one area is a little bit more tender, sore, tense. I'm noticing my right side pretty much with everything that I've done has felt more tense. And breathing through it nice and slow. We'll go for about 20 to 30 more seconds on this side. And then slowly start to come out of that. And then we'll flip it over, hitting the quads first. So if you can hit both quads together, go for it. And then if you need to split it up, do one at a time, that's fine too. So start right there in the middle of the muscle, and you're gonna come down kind of like in an elbow plank and roll that back. So legs are lifted, okay? And roll all through the fronts of the legs. If you're doing a single leg at a time, feel free to switch. Head over to that other quad. We'll all spend about 30 more seconds right here. And then we'll hit the hip flexors one at a time. Good. All right, start to slowly come out of that. So for the hip flexor, we're just gonna put it right there in the crease, okay? Right in the crease of the hip. The other leg is just kind of just out here for support. So let me just show you what that looks like there. So this leg is just kind of out here, knee, and then this is just small, just a little small roll forward and back there. Good. So I know it hurts and feels good all at the same time. All right, go ahead and switch that over, other side. Good. And then let's bring this onto our back. So we'll start with the lower back and then just kind of work up from there. So we'll take it, just kind of sit it back here, and then we can go onto the forearms to the elbows. You could be up here if that feels better. So just rolling through that lower back, even into like the tops of your glutes there. So like I said, we'll just take our time here, starting with the lower back and then middle back, and then on up into the upper back, neck, and shoulders. There is so much that you can do with the foam roller. Today, we're just kind of touching the basics of it, kind of hitting those major points where we might be holding tension. Again, as I said earlier, those areas that tend to get pretty sore. So let's go ahead and move that into the middle back. Again, you can kind of dig your feet into the floor, dig your heels into the floor, roll there so you're putting more body weight, more pressure, but you know, just apply that as it feels good to you. So as we start to work up into the upper back, it might be a little bit more challenging for me just because of my mic pack. So feel free to take that on up into your upper back now. And you may need to lift up the ponytail or lift up the hair so that doesn't get caught in there. Good. We'll stay here for about 10 to 15 more seconds, and then we'll kind of finish with the neck and the shoulders. And feel free to roll that on up as high as you need to. All right, so what I'm gonna do with the foam roller that I have, I'm just gonna lay that back, I'm just gonna put it down, and then I'm just gonna lay on it kind of just like a pillow, you know, right there. Again, you can lift up and put more pressure on, but just letting my head rest on the foam roller is enough for me. But just nice and gently, just letting the head go side to side. Again, adjusting the pressure that's right for you. And I don't know about you, but I feel like I could stay here all day. Just going back and forth, side to side. Breathe through it, close your eyes, enjoy this, release any tension. We'll stay here for about another 20 more seconds, but you're welcome to stay as long as you like. Go back through these moves if you want to. Okay, so what do you think about that? How do you feel now? Hopefully feeling a little bit more loosened up, a little bit more less tense than when we started. I would love to hear from you what you thought about this one. Take this with you anytime, do it anytime. Again, it's so important to, you know, make that recovery process high priority. So don't forget about it. I'll see you back here in our next 10-minute stackable. Bye.